Hello everyone, PaperSpock here. In the last episode of PaperSpock Plays the Talos Principle, I discovered this area. I found an axe in the third area, broke down a door there, didn't look behind it, remembered there was one in the first area and was like, I want to go there first. So I went there first, I wandered around. Elohim told me some stuff about being a realm from messengers or something. I wonder if this is perhaps how I unlock the hint system. I also wonder if perhaps this is how I become someone who can give hints to other people who've unlocked the hint system. But that's my only real guess about this area. I now need to try to fill in these Tetris blocks. So we'll see how this goes. Ooh. And I'm not particularly great at these, so what I should say, very much someone who just kind of fills them in and hopes for the best. Oh, there we go. See? Sometimes that works out. This gives me a fan. Well, I'm a huge fan. I was not expecting that. But, you know, gotta start somewhere. Where is a good central place to toss stuff? Yeah, I'd like to get over to that island over there. Oh. Well, presumably, if I unlock all these... That looks glitchy. No, that's not glitchy, that's just steps. That is just a set of stairs that isn't liking the exact rendering from the distance of that. Okay, I understand. Oh, a laser? I don't see how we're gonna be able to use this effectively just yet. We'll see. Pretending this is Tetris. Probably is a little chaotic if I try to sing on top of this. This seems like a problem. Unless I do this. And then can I fit both these together? Nope, I can't. These don't rotate to... Neither of these rotate to fit this spot. If I shifted that, that would be a problem. Shifted this, that would be a problem. What if did that? Move this over here, and I would have a different problem. Let's hold on. If I just... Yeah, I've just moved my space that I had a problem with around. But if we flip this way, then we have a disjoint. Okay. If we scoot this over and move this way, and then, you know, move this way. This can go in here. This can be scooted over. Getting this down, we have a disjoint. We have a disjointed block. It's not going to work. Well, what if we... that instead. Rotated this way. Put this here. Then we've got another disjoint. Okay. A disjoint is when we, like, have blocks that don't fit in the way we want them to. I apologize for sounding so exasperated. It unfortunately is because I do not like this kind of puzzle. I don't have an intuitive way of thinking through it. Played a game that in theory is a lot harder with Tetris blocks, or Tetris-like blocks. However, it never puzzled me as much as this one does. Okay. The problem is I'm doing something symmetrical. My remaining pieces are not symmetrical. And, yeah. I can't place this in a way that doesn't create a disjoint. Oh, that's fairly promising, except not really. Because we can't make a... Can we make a cube shape if we... rotate these around, like make this go here. And it no longer fits. Ugh. That doesn't work the best here. Oh! You might wonder why I did that, and I'm not sure I know why I did that, but like... Okay, let's try... No, that doesn't quite work. I'm gonna try to fit this here and then have the bottom filled with this, but... Let's see. No, that's not gonna work. Let's start out here. So, fill this, we then go to like that. This spot up here is gonna be a problem. So what if we instead fill this in here? Do this like so, and then we aren't gonna be able to really use those the way we want. So let's try... see. No. What if we remove you, move you up, move you up, then we create this space here we can't. Okay. Fair enough. Move you over, slide you in, take you out, slot you in like that. Okay, actually we can do that. That kinda... No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in the slightest. I mean, that's a little brutal. I couldn't say it doesn't work in the slightest, but it really does not work in any kind of way I would want it to. I would want to remove this then. Okay, I put this here. I guess I can do this. We sort of have a lot to work with. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work either. Disjoint. Now let's move you here. You there. Move one up. Move you one up. Here, put you there. This. Throw this in here. Throw this in here. That felt closer to working than some of the solutions I've had. Oh. I am very much not a fan of this kind of puzzle, though. It's just... I don't have a good sort of strategy. Like, maybe if there's certain principles in this kind of puzzle that I'm missing. Okay, so the basic principle. No, we can fill it or like so. thinking, just since none of these have good rigid edges, does that mean they can't be used to fill a corner? No, they absolutely can still be used to fill a corner. Because they can come together to create a corner. So part of my thought was, what if I tried to get the blue next to blue? Some of this is kind of like it's been spray painted with blue. This seems very blue in this corner. Seems a little blue here. I don't know. But you see, like there's a bluer tinge to this one, this one, this one, this one. There's a little blue here. I'm like, what if I try to treat this as an actual puzzle where there's a color gradient that I'm supposed to try to match up? Okay, let's start out. This is an assumption as to how we begin. We can do that, and then we can do this. Our eye bars, I think is what you call them, are going to be pretty tricky here. And let's see though. The issue is that there's going to be an eye bar. There's going to have to be an eye bar here. Oh, let's try rotating some stuff around. No, you're not going to be able to fit into there. If we put this in here instead, that doesn't work. This is not helping the momentum of this area. I was very excited to discover this area. And this has kind of made me a little less excited to cover this area. Yes, I'm working off color theory right now. Off the blue blur theory. So that kind of shape is a dead end here. Because maybe if we were able to do something on top of it, though. Yeah, then it's not a dead end anymore. Oh. That clears that up. That creates an issue. That creates an issue. Creates an issue? Well, what if this is up here? We have this different sort of disjoint. Interesting, but it's not useful. Like I said, I feel like there's some principle of tetramino stacking that I don't know that would be able to kind of help me in terms of how am I sort of limiting myself with possibilities. I don't know that, and I don't understand that. I like this. No, we need a hook then. That doesn't work. That works. And stick that in there. Ooh. No. That's too deep a hole to fill what we have left. That's also still too deep a hole. No matter what we do, we're gonna have too deep a hole. Always start over. Let's see. We have that there. We would need another one of these to fill things. Last we move everything down one. Which case, no, that doesn't work. It's gonna have to be a T-space. It's gonna have to go in here. We no longer have anything deep enough. That is rather unfortunate. I hate this. And that's a little extreme, but like, this is evoking a feeling of purgatory. Okay, that's also a bit extreme. Needless to say, unless this is truly impossible, and this is supposed to be impossible, I'm probably never figuring this out. This is impossible. I hate that I just had the thought, how do you I said this earlier. I didn't totally say this earlier. But the question would be, is there a way to mathematically prove whether this is possible? I think that's probably a related question to, like, rules of finding solutions. Okay. That's a problem. This is not a problem. This is a problem. That is a problem. Isn't it? This is a problem. Or is it? Yes, it is. That's a problem. We have this piece here. Go around to fit it like so. We can't fit it around the other way. That seems like a... I was going to say a reasonable way to start. Honestly, I have no clue if that's a reasonable way to start. It merely is a way to start. Disjoint. Well, what if we just throw this in now? Then we're just screwed even earlier. My apologies for... Okay, we're gonna remove this. Flip this into here. We're gonna see what happens if we stick this in here. Move this over here. Move this way. Push this here. Any way we can create an open bar. Move that over here. No. I'm 20 minutes in. I have solved one of these puzzles and I've gotten horribly stuck on this puzzle. Part of me is hitting the point where I'm like, why don't I just look this up? Well, honestly, I struggle letting myself do that in a situation like this where I'm beginning to feel like this isn't a puzzle that interests me. Okay, there we go. Things were not lined at all. Aligned, I should say, not lined. And we're gonna have a problem here regardless. Or are we? No, that fits in there. Huh. Oh my god. We're gonna hop over here and subject ourselves to this again. Ooh. This is very tall and narrow. Well, let's see. This is gonna get bad at the top, yeah. Let's see what happens if we were to take this. That's not gonna work. Trying unusual, less regular things. Oh yeah, if we do that, we're gonna need another long piece, which isn't gonna work. Oh? And maybe we mirror this and then we get our solution that way. Like I can use these pieces to make something that, if I mirrored this piece, it would work. And is there anywhere I can pull slack from? to make that happen. This feels so close, but it also feels so far away. If I remove this... No... M. Again, it's the mirror image. What if I start here? That's an issue. This is maybe not an issue. It probably is an issue somehow, but like... Now we aren't able to fit that in the timer setting. Okay. Oops. Now we have our issue again. Okay, we can put that in there and that in there. There's some way we can rearrange this. I don't think the two T pieces and two blocks can fill a grid the way we're hoping. Remove this, like so. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, we don't even have the right sort of bendy piece. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna make the call. I'm gonna allow this episode to run long. Because most of what we've been looking at is a static screen, which hopefully compresses well. Hopefully means this episode, not a huge file size. We're gonna just restart. Okay, let's pretend we're playing a game of Tetris. We might place that down like that. Place this here. We're never gonna have something that fits in here. So, game's already doomed. We might have that to fix it. We have this. We have that. Where are we gonna fit our final? Yeah, that isn't gonna work. Because this, or this are our only three remaining positions for this block. And that's not gonna work. Because we have an odd number of... This cuts the grid into a partition that has an odd number of pieces no matter where we place it. And tetraminoes are an even number of pieces, therefore it won't work. What if You repeated this pattern. Oh, what's gonna happen here? We're gonna need another one of these to stick in somewhere. And we don't have another one of these to stick in somewhere. And the problem is this is too tight of a space to create a flush corner. Well, what if we just build our own flush corner? Here's a thought there. But then... No, we don't have... We just don't have it. Okay. That doesn't really work. Damn it. This seems ill-advised. I don't like this 4 gap here, but I like the rest of what I'm seeing. Except for I also don't like this 2 gap and that's the game. There is no solving this when this has that 2 gap. Ugh. We have 4 T's. We have 2 L's. We have 2 O's. 1 I. And 1 S, I think this one's called. Is no good way to... Okay, there we go. I think we've done this before and we've run into issues. Let's try. Yeah. Wait a second. We have a laser redirector. We're carrying that back to where the other stuff was, which I forget because I'm bad at remembering spatial stuff. And it has been a little moment now. You know what? I'm gonna keep at this. Okay. We have 36 size grid. 9 times 4 is 36, and indeed we have 9 pieces. 2 of these. 2 of these. 2 of these. And then these 3 odd pieces. We don't actually have 2 of these because these are... These are... mirror images of each other. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Because the rule of partition size was creating... Started that solution was creating issues with that. Let's look at our problem pieces first. These four should be filling gaps, I suppose? Okay. No matter where... Okay. If I place it here or I place it here... Well, that's two different solutions, but... Placing this here is the same thing as placing this here. Because of rotation and such, I think. I don't think it matters for any of the other pieces. Okay, we put in the block here. Put in the block here. Have that there. We have an issue now. We have an issue. Can't do that. Can't do that. Could do this. Maybe this one. No, because we need another square block then. What if I switch that around? Darn it. No, that's not gonna work. I feel like a lot of this, listening to this episode, is me going, no, that's not gonna work. Only maybe a bit more enthusiastic. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's more how I say it. Oof. Creating too deep of a gap to deal with. You can't do that. That's not gonna work. My catchphrase this episode, that's not gonna work. I like this. Oh yeah, this is gonna win. And we get... Okay, I think this is an additional piece of the puzzle. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that scared the heck out of me. Oh. And that sends me back. Are you sure there's nothing more here? Before I proceed? I'm looking to see if there's a dome over here. Okay. I'm rather curious what's over there, but I'll find that out later. I will find that out all in due time. Oh, this has been a bit frustrating. I'm not going to lie. Ooh. So curious what this leads to, though. Oh, wait a minute. Wait one darn minute. Yes. Excuse me. So, I might just have all the pieces I need, maybe. Maybe. I can get up there. Don't see any more domes. Need to see if there's something behind that waterfall, though. I'm still thinking it looks like it's just rock. Yeah, there are falls. Well, let's see if there's anything behind the waterfall and others that no. I'm not jumping off that cliff. But is there anything behind that waterfall? And there's false walls, though, so you know what? I don't feel like I'm being too silly. I don't feel like I'm being too out there. Oh. This is me forgetting where I put the stuff. There's the laser. Ah, there's the laser. There's the laser. There is our friend, Laser. And we're going to ride on over. And we're in. This is creeping me out a little. Okay. Aha. That's the thing that lets you ask for a hint on a level. Let's see. Okay, oops. Oh, this is easy. What? Oh, hello. Hello, friend. Eddie! It's my friend Edmund. Okay, Eddie, where are you going? No, you disappeared. Welcome, child. I am one of those who elected to remain in the world as a messenger of the hidden worlds. If you are ever in need, seek us out and cry for help. We will do what we can. Okay, so now I can get hints to puzzles. But I am in the position where I probably don't want hints to puzzles usually. Because I've already solved so many things without hints to puzzles. interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I do wonder if there was an axe in the first area I just overlooked. Or if they want you to try to get to that point before you start using hints. If they do say if you get stuck, you can go ahead and skip them, so... I wonder how many puzzles you can skip and still get to see. That is the tower. We are going to go back to sea, and then I'm okay with this episode reaching about an hour. Hopefully nothing too interesting. I mean, hopefully something interesting happened, but hopefully nothing that requires me to immediately do a lot of stuff is behind the door, because I am a little nervous about the size of this episode, despite the fact that so much of it was spent looking at same stuff. There we are. The 4 is where I'm supposed to enter next. Five or 6. Where's the door I broke open, though? Let's search the perimeter. Darn it. First to ascend Hebus. Everyone ascends or gets reset eventually. What's the big deal, Jim? Eternal life eternal in the designer's paradise? Follower. Where the heck did that door go? No. Should have gone through when I saw it. Oh, there we are. Is this the same place? Not literally the same place, but like... Is there a different one for each level? Oh, it sure does kind of seem that way. That's certainly a smaller one. This is a laser redirector. I can cross here fine, okay. Well, this seems to be similar in function to the other place I was at. I'm willing to bet there was one in the second world now that I missed. I mean, probably... I do want to come back here and try it, but like... I was hoping I was going to get more lore for discovering the axe. That room felt important, you know? Alright, let's give this a go. Yes, I got it. I mean, I'm gonna have to rearrange this a little, but yeah. Oh!
I look at this inert shape and I wonder who you're gonna be. Will you hold the same values as we do? Will you love us for having created you? Will you resent us for having put you into an uncertain and dangerous world? Looking back at our history, our achievements, our crimes, what will you make of us? Will the world you create be like ours or so different that we can't even imagine it? Either way, I hope that you'll find this little blue planet to be as beautiful as we did. I hope you'll take care of it a lot better than we did. And I hope one day you'll look up and reach for the stars.
Okay. That just kind of generically seemed like a message about, a message that would suggest that we're kind of like children to them, that they're like, oh, we're bringing you into this world. Not sure that's what was going on. Oh, well, that's the exit. Well, I think I'm gonna stop here. I think I'm going to stop here, and then maybe look at that more next time. Maybe go on and see what's in Area 4. I am very curious what is in Area 4, and I'm also very sleepy. So, I thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time. This has been PaperSpock Plays, Talos Principal.